Well, good evening. Here we are, SuperCars NZ, Allports Motorsport V8 Championship, Tuesday night, coming to you live from the Broadcasting Lounge. I've got Mr. Corey Kitchen and Shane White up here in the Broadcasting Lounge. How are we doing tonight, Corey?
Good, mate. Yeah, no, really good. Been a really good day today, actually. Tuesday, first day of the week, because we had a long weekend. We had a week of enduros, and that's thanks to the man beside me, Shane White. How are?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Corey. What a great long weekend it was. Well, it was a long weekend for some people. I was back at work yesterday. But anyway, yeah, what a great weekend it was with the Simblacks Bathurst 1000 on the
Whoop, whoop.
weekend. Doug and Wayne had some pretty tired voices by the end of that one, but awesome event and all done now. So back into some regular racing.
Go. And so tonight, here we are at Mugello Circuit, Autodromo del Mugello. How was that, Shane? Was that good enough?
That was pretty good.
Awesome. 5.19 circuit, the Grand Prix, 20 degrees, 55% humidity, clear skies. I'm imagining that track temp will come up quite a bit. Cars getting out there on the grid now. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Two very surprising names down the order. Bruce Tannock being one of those. Simblacks Racing in ninth with Peter Vanderberg, Misfits Racing there. As the lights come up and the cars start revving and we are about to get underway for tonight's race.
Big wheel spin off the front row for Luke Ullman, and he has dropped like a stone. Roger Forbett up to P2. Leon Ware just behind him in third. Bruce already up to fourth. Great start from Bruce Tannock. Dion de Graaf just poking the nose out on the Simblacks car there. But it's going to be Leo Duncan leading them into turn one. Roger Forbett following through. Leon going side by side with Bruce Tannock. Bruce trying to get up to third after starting seventh on the grid, and already at turn three, looks like Bruce is going to be able to get that job done as Leon's just hung out to dry a little bit on the outside. Leon slots in just in front of his teammate Sean McNamara. Riding on board as Leon looks to put the pressure on Bruce ahead. That was an absolute ripper start from Bruce, already up 3 spots.
Yeah, there was certainly a lot of wheel spin off that start for Luke Ullman. So a rookie this year, Luke, up the front of the grid, maybe a bit of nerves, and just jumped off the gas. Yeah, we might have a replay of that start.
Yeah, very impressive qualifying performance from Luke to put it up on that front row, but not getting the start he would have wanted. Tucked in behind Blake Greenhall at the moment in the Property Edge Mustang. And Dion de Graaf is just in behind Luke, putting some pressure on as well. Tight battles through the top 10 at the moment. Looking back from Sean McNamara at the front of that number 28 Property Edge Mustang. Blake Greenhall behind the wheel of that one. Has a little bit of a wobble out of the final corner. And Luke Ullman's just going to look to pull out, see if he can get one of those spots back after the little mistake there from Blake. Side by side down the straight. Got to manoeuvre through this little double kink in the straight, and then on the brakes he's going to be on the outside for this one. But if he can hang there, he'll get the inside for turn 2. Just able to keep it there, and can he get the job done here? No, he can't. They're still side by side. He's in that same position Leon was a lap ago against Bruce, but Luke able to hold on this time, and he'll get the inside again down at turn 4. Blake's still able to hang around the outside though, and this time Luke just has to almost concede it. Dion there sniffing in there, looking to see if he can pick it up an opportunity. He slips it down the inside. He's on the wrong side through that left-hander though, and I think Luke's going to be able to cover him off. He'll slot back in, but he'll be frustrated that he couldn't make that move work on Blake there. Oh, Blake out in the gravel there. That's going to give Luke another sniff back at him. They're going to go side by side down here. Again, Luke on the wrong side of the track though, and Dion again just seeing if he can stick his nose into that gap, but not able to do it. Luke's able to get the switch back on Blake, and they send it into the high-speed chicane. Luke had the optimum line through there, but not able to go anywhere with Blake on the inside of him, and just had to roll out of it a little bit, and in the end conceding to down to Graf, who goes down the inside of the final corner, but he's able to hang on the outside as they come down the front straight. They're going to probably run all the way down here side by side. The Misfits car in behind is Peter Vanderberg, and I wonder if he's going to give somebody a little bit of a bump draft here. Not quite able to get there by the time they get to the braking zone. And they're going to go side by side, and Luke's just going to edge ahead out of turn 1. And oh, Peter having a moment, not quite able to get the line into turn 2 with down to Graf on the inside, and that's just cost him a spot, dropping back behind Jono Gibson there.
Well, what an exciting opening to the race there, Shane. Thanks so much for being able to fill in all the blanks of where all the hard racing's happening at the moment. One man who we haven't been able to touch base on through the start of that, and it was one that I believe started from the rear of the field, and he's made his way up 11 spots already to position number 12, Darren Lobb, current championship leader.
Yeah, that's super impressive off the bat. Massive gains early on.
And he's...
should we have an onboard of him off the start?
With Darren, that would be an awesome view to be able to bring up if we could. I've just got some people changing positions, and just one bit of crash data I just want to have a quick look at. So I'll let you get that ready, and I'm just going to have a look here. Lap 3, Aaron Goodrick having a bit of a moment.
Yeah, well, judging from practice, you get a little bit off the track here. You're going for a slide. Ooh, it's a bit of a tap in the rear and a bit of a three-way there.
Oh, actually, that's quite a bit of stuff we missed. Few cars involved in that. Glenn Collinson, Tony Lynch. Tony actually probably been the one who has fared the worst out of that, and believe he's managed to blow a motor and has had to tow back to pit lane. So an unfortunate start to the race for him. We'll come back live and jump up the front. Few cars. We'll have a looky and see what's happening. Are you good to go for a replay of the start there, Corey?
Yeah, I have, yeah. So we're on board with Darren Lobb, so we're going to check out his start here just in full speed. Yeah, Aaron Goodrick also looking to have a good start. He's matching a bit of traffic in front of him. Yeah, Luke Ullman dropped 11 spots, I think, right off the bat. Worked his way back up into 7th now too, Luke.
Oh! He actually hasn't had the best getaway there. I think he's had a bit of an early coming together with Dan Nolan. I'd be quite surprised to see if his car hadn't picked up any damage from that. Maybe a touch of left hand down.
Yeah, another car there off on the right.
It is looking like on the live picture the front guard is pushed in just a touch, but looks like he might have somehow got off quite lightly with that.
Yeah, so while we've got the action on the replay there, thanks to Corey with the picture-in-picture, we've also got the live screen of Darren Silly making his way through past some Misfits guys, and now Jono Gibson as well, moving himself up into position 9 inside that top 10 for Mr. Lobb, 14 spots. But man, what monstrous wheel work from him through the beginning section of that race.
So that's back live now on board with Lobby.
There we go. So and all those laps where we... Sorry mate, you go.
Yep, Darren's just closing in behind down the Graf now in the Simbax car. So a couple of rival sim supplying companies going head to head here.
It's funny, they certainly are rival companies, but they are 100% supporters of Supercars NZ. We've got Allports Motorsport being our main provider for our Tuesday night V8s. We've got our MRP car on screen at the moment, who looks after our Thursday night HPR, or High Performance Racing Series, the GT3s and the Hypercars. And then we've also got Simblacks there on screen just in front of the MRP car, who we've obviously done our special events for over the last month and a bit with the Sandown 500 and the Bathurst 1000s. So it's great to see. There's certainly a lot of options out there for the peoples. Get in and get in touch with the boys, and the ones there over at Allports Motorsport, Shane, they're certainly a good one to get in touch to. Tell us a wee bit about what you can get from them that's also not sim related.
Well, you can get all sorts. You can get your race fire suits, helmets, gloves, boots, just about everything you need to go racing in a real race car.
Either that, or you can have the most clapped out sim rig in New Zealand.
Absolutely. As Blake just runs a little
Whoa.
bit wide and opens the door, and Darren having a bit of a slide, holding it tight on the inside. Oh, and there's a touch there.
Whew.
Blake certainly not giving Darren a huge amount of room there. I guess if we come back to the recent F1 arguments, was who was ahead at the apex?
Yep.
I think it was probably Blake there.
I would have to agree, but what I'm really surprised to see is, we obviously had that battle taking place before with Luke Allman and Blake Greenhall. That gap now has obviously extended out a wee bit. Luke's found his rhythm and showing some lap pace that was similar to his qualifying position. But Darren now finally hitting a bit of a roadblock on being able to get much further up the field, as he's now just managed to wiggle himself into position down along the apex line there, and he's now moved himself up there into 7th. Impressive to see when you consider that those guys through those opening laps, while their cars were probably at their best and their grippiest and doing well, how they were toing and froing and not quite being able to make something happen, and Darren just comes along and chips away at all the other options available to him, and sometimes makes it look rather seamless. It was good to see him having that battle on that previous lap there alongside Blake, as we see once again Dion de Graaf trying to get involved. Blake just touching the little bit loose there, and having to recorrect the vehicle, losing that position now to Dion. He's got Jono Gibson in behind him, who will be looking to sniff himself past that property edge Mustang very quickly if he can.
Yeah, Duncan. He's taking advantage of a good start, and just about a 4.5 second lead over Bruce Tanak, who's made his way up into 2nd spot, up 4 spot.
That's a great effort from Bruce as well. Didn't appear to have had either much time out there qualifying, or couldn't quite find the pace he was looking for during his qualifying laps. Bruce here up 4 spots from where he started. He's got Roger Forbert and Leon Weir just behind him. But yeah, just to touch up the field from Bruce, we have Leo Duncan with the DDSL Commodore looking mighty fine out there indeed. Battle taking place between Aaron Goodrick and Eamon Young. A bit further down the order, positions 19 and 20 happening there in the PMP. Both those guys very fast drivers, equally should be well up the grid order. But I've just had a quick glance at the side now as Bruce Tannock's come into the pits, and I realise that both those guys that you're looking at there, Corey, have already come through for one of their compulsory pit stops tonight.
Yeah, I clicked onto them with that in mind. I was just looking down at 17th Michael Gunstone is the first of the cars that have made their first stop. Of course, 2 compulsory pit stops must be taken tonight, and I believe it's a minimum of 4 tyres, I think, for the race. Is it?
No, they don't have to take any tyres in either of their stops, but it's a minimum of 1 litre at each pit stop.
There we go, 1 litre of fuel. There we go. I'm sure we're probably using the same as Supercars, eh? It'd be a BP, is it?
It's
I assume
ultimate,
so.
mate. Ultimate.
Yeah, no, it's probably just, Gal 100.
So there you go. So Luke Holman just getting passed by Aaron and Eamon. So yes, you were certainly right in the mix of that one there, Corey. You had spotted that before I had, and Luke Holman.
A small moral victory there.
Yeah. That's Luke Holman having quite a lengthy stop though, 24 seconds. Everyone else sort of averaging between 10 and and high 13s. So we've got Bruce Tannock was a high 13. Looks like Michael Gunstone has been through for a pit stop. He was only 5.13. So guessing probably not opting to take any tyres during that stop. A wee splash of gas. We'll keep an eye on him for a second one.
I don't think you'd get tyres done in that time. So Shiner's pitted on lap 1, so obviously caught up in an incident, picked up some damage, and deciding to get in and get the first of those compulsory pit stops out of the way. I'm not actually 100% sure he will get home on that. I'm not sure exactly what Sean's limited the fuel to, although I can probably find out.
Yeah, because last time we had one of these races, I believe we seen Darren Lobb come in, take a fuel stop, and then go out, do 1 lap, come back in, and do another fuel stop.
Yeah. Yep, there was I believe it was only a few weeks back, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe it was, and so he's going to go long. So we know he's just going to go for as long as he can before he's got no fuel left. Come in, take a lap's worth of fuel.
Well, I think the strategy tonight will be a little bit different to that. That race at Long Beach, Sean gave everybody only 1 extra set of tyres. So that's why I think Darren went as long as he could, got those tyres on at the first stop, and then came back around to get the extra fuel in that he needed to get home.
You're right, it was Long Beach, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
That was only a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and I have got the data on the fuel. It's 55 litres, so the standard 50% limitation.
Yes.
Which normally means you have to get a few laps into the race before you're in the window for that first stop. So I think, unfortunately for Michael Gunstone, I think he's going to have to make another stop at some point.
Just having a look here off the back of Glenn Collinson's car. Stefan Adams in a very cool-looking Simplex Commodore.
Roger Forbert, Peter Vandenberg down the lane now, take their fuel stop. So that only leaves the top 4 cars yet to take their stop.
Nice.
And that livery that Stefan's running there was put together by a good friend of Supercars NZ, Jack Hintz.
Oh, they're cool.
And commissioned by the guy actually running... Sorry, no. He's not running directly behind Stefan, but one of his team members certainly is running directly behind Stefan, so don't know they've commissioned that one.
Fantastic. That's nice. It's now that you've said that it was a Jack-inspired livery, I can see some of the Jack-esque cues coming out of it. I like it, and got a nice wee Supercars NZ head nod there on the front of that car, and also on the spoiler wings. So very cool, and having a good battle there alongside Glenn Collinson. Oh, spoke too soon.
Oh, there's...
Oh, that was Doug's fault. That was absolutely Doug's fault.
I'll have to certainly take that one on the chin there, Stefan. My greatest apologies. Hopefully the car's nice and straight. Glenn walking away from that one, not so good, having to come into the pit. I'll bring that up again because I'm
And Duncan
interested.
just in the lane at the moment.
Interested just to see exactly how that unfolded.
So they make it through turn 2 alright, into turn 3.
Oh, Glenn's just opened up the wheel, maybe trying to stop a bit of rear tyre spin, and it's just closed over towards the side there of Stefan. So it was a wee bit unfortunate, and then just being redirected around in the old loopy style thing by the other car. It might have been Ross Watson going by them.
Oh, a bit of a wobble there from Aaron Goodrick out of the final corner.
Yep. Aaron was doing those wobbly games earlier as well, so not too sure whether that's just his style of setup or whether or not.
Oh, a couple of side-by-sides into turn 1.
Yep.
Peter Vanderberg on the outside of Aaron Goodrick, and that was Luke Ullman in behind, goes side-by-side with Peter Vanderberg as he came out of the pit.
Oh, see Aaron's car biting again for traction.
Oh, there again as well.
Just going inside here with Luke Ullman as he goes and hunts down the back of Aaron Goodrick's car, trying to find a way around him. And all I can hear is tyres getting punished. It's quite a tricky track, though, isn't it, Shane?
Yeah, it's a very tricky track. This is an interesting set of corners here, as Luke just has to have quite a sizable lift. On a quality run on fresh tyres and low fuel, if you come through that chicane on the right line, you can actually keep the throttle pinned. Very tricky to do though, and very easy to get a bit too carried away with trying to do that and lose the rear end. Out onto the front straight here now. He's going to be able to pick up a nice draft. It is a long front straight with a little bit of a kink in it. And you can see him closing in that draft now. He's going to pull out to the left. He gets alongside. Very easy to quickly run out of space there as you try and get back over to the left, but he's just gone in a bit deep, run wide. That allows Aaron to get back up in front of him. And fighting the understeer all the way through there. You can hear the tyres squealing, gets back on the throttle.
Whoa.
Back down to third gear for another chicane. Just missing the apex of the left-hander there. That's going to allow Aaron to skip away a little bit more. Super fast downhill chicane here now. Back to third gear. Just running a little bit wide to the right-hander. That compromises the line through the left-hander, and then through the long, sweeping double apex right-hander up the hill here. Fighting the understeer all the way through that. On the brakes as you crest the hill. Going back to second gear there. Climbing over the curb. Try and keep it as far right as you can to open up the left-hander. Over the curbs on the exit. You can use plenty of the exit curb there. Back down to second gear for this hairpin right-hander. Long hairpin though, so quite high speed. But hold it over to the right. Try and open up the chicane as much as you can, and then point it as straight as you can. Try and keep that throttle pinned, and I think he just about did keep it pinned that time.
Yeah, I think Aaron Love, he stayed out too long. And he is not back out 6th place behind Sean McNamara.
Yeah, he's not afraid to do a bit of overtaking though, is he?
He definitely isn't. No, you're right. Yeah, Sean won't make it easy though, will he?
So Luke getting the draft again, goes to the outside. Not quite as far alongside this time as he was on the previous lap.
Yeah, it's certainly don't think people at home quite appreciate it until you sort of have that view from behind the steering wheel and listening to the car, straining and stressing itself around the track. You look at a lot of these corners are turning into here. That's a right-hander, but it's off cambered all the way to the left, and then it changes direction again to a left-hander that goes off cambered to the right. So they're constantly battling a finite amount of understeer right up until they add 2% amount extra throttle, and you've got all the amounts of oversteer getting ready to be unleashed. So thank you for that breakdown of the lap there, Shane. I'm sure it would have been quite an eye-opener for the people at home to see that one.
Yeah, no worries. Good tight battle for the lead at the moment between Bruce Tannock and Leo Duncan as well. And we'll put them up just as they come onto the main straight, so Leo's going to be able to get that draft. Pulls out from behind the rear wing, gets alongside into the braking zone. Bruce tries to straighten out the braking zone as much as he can by turning into that left-hander very late, and is able to make that work. Stays alongside on the outside for 2, but that gives him the inside for 3, and is able to get the spot back or hold on to the spot. Has a bit of a slide off that curb though. He's going to cover the inside hard into turn 4. That's going to compromise his exit out of 5. Others again though into 6. This is great hard racing. Bruce absolutely within his rights to place his car where he's placing it. There's no late moves. He's not reacting to where Leo's going. He's just going, if you want past me, you're going to have to go the long way.
Leo getting excited there. Fistfuls of left-hand counter steer. This is one thing that Bruce is probably well known for, by, like you said there, Shane, not making it easy, covering that defensive line in a very commanding way, and you can almost feel the knuckles of the driver tightening on the wheel. You can feel that intensity in the feet of just wanting to push that extra 1% more out of the car to see, because you're just willing it to be able to get past him. And we see Bruce's car still wiggling that tail around, and Leo once again having a nice drive out of that final corner, hitting that draft well coming up. Bruce is going to certainly cover that line all the way down, make him go the long way around the track as he goes and closes up right alongside him. Bruce with the big lock. Doing enough to be able to keep it back down, but Leo in a great position there.
Exit.
And he's done just enough to upset the balance of Bruce's car going through that section of chicanes. Can he do enough now to push a gap, or is Bruce getting get ready to size up where his weakness is and make a pass on him?
Yes, so Leo just out muscling Bruce through there. He attempted it on the previous occasion. Bruce didn't let him have it, so he just had to get the elbows out a little bit on this occasion, and that was just enough to give him that momentum. I don't think anything. Don't think there was anything untoward there. Just a little bit of elbows out racing, door banging, and just out muscled him.
Certainly was. There's nothing wrong that I saw from my view, and we'll have a bit of a look back at that sequence. If Corey, you wouldn't mind bringing up our lead guys, or maybe the group in just behind them, while I have a quick look back at this replay of Leo and Bruce battling there into that section. So here we go, where it all started again. Leo and Bruce coming across that start-finish line. Bruce was covering nice and tight, and he thought, no, I'm not going to be shallowed up too much on here. There's the lock-up that we saw of Bruce. It wasn't too bad, actually. A little bit of wheel spin, got a bit tail-happy. Just trying to hold a very a firm line there with Leo in the centre. And Leo just saying, no, I'm definitely here, mate. This is where I'm sitting at the moment. So, all-round great battles, and that's what we like to see here at SuperCars NZ. Nice, clean, hard battles taking place.
And we've just had our first run of cars come into the lane to take their second stop. Michael Gunstone, Dane Northworth, Dan Nolan, and Chris Supposich down the lane, as well as Ross Watson as well now. The list is getting bigger.
Very good.
Yeah, that's quite early to be taking that second stop, although I think Dane was another one that took his first stop on lap 1, so he's probably on a 3-stopper at the moment. Michael Gunstone was certainly the other one that took a stop on lap 1, so he'll be on a 3-stopper. So unfortunately, I think both of those guys probably having to make an extra stop. As far though as Dan, Chris, Ross and Stefan, if that's their second and final stop, they've got a way to go, although
16 to 29, we are getting there.
They may be able to get to the end. Normally with these 50% fuel limit races, you can't quite make it to the end, but there's a little bit of, so you can't quite make it half the race on one tank, but there's a little bit of variation that goes on in the calculations sometimes. So potentially we're there, but it is a longer stint than, you know, if you look at splitting the race directly in 3, it's a significant amount of extra laps that you're going to have to do to get to the end from here anyway.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Dane Northworth is the first of the cars that are taking the second stop, and lap 15. So we'll see what'll happen with them. But yeah, I like what you're saying though, Shana. You're spot on. I think might have been just a touch early, but the way things played out, unfortunately for Dane, getting into a bit of mischief there. That one.
Yeah, that's right. Down the graph coming into the pits now as well.
Yeah,
super hot.
Bit of a lockup. Yeah.
It is a tricky pit entrance. The line comes up a lot earlier.
Oh no! Oh no!
No!
Well, they both come out of that reasonably well. Maybe the tyres might be a little bit savaged.
Oh,
Aaron just tied it to the
Aaron's
pits.
gone straight on.
Yeah, I think I'd have to say it again, but I think Aaron was on the right. Luke was as far left as he could be, and
it was a minutest of touches here.
yeah, that just looked like almost looked like Aaron didn't quite realise Luke was there.
I wonder if
And I think
him towing was a bit of self punishment there, maybe, or he thought, nah, those tyres will be well and truly cooked after that.
Yeah, I think it may be the former, because it didn't look like he would have had a huge amount of damage, even if he wanted to get those tyres off. Normally you're quicker to drive back to the pits than you are to tow, so...
Rightio there. So coming around...
Leon
and Leon as well. I was going to say there was going to be an interesting battle coming down into... coming up to turn 1 with Darren following Leon, but Leon's actually... probably done quite a smart thing and has followed Bruce into pit lane, so Bruce
well, that then clears the way for Darren to see if he can close down that gap to Leo Duncan as well, and Darren with a couple of laps tyre delta over Leo.
Yeah, Bruce revving up, probably getting ready to drop. There he goes. And there was a 15-second stop for him. Leon now under the way is same, just a little bit longer, 15.9. So it's very similar stoppage times to what was both his first stoppers there as well. Guessing he's done it by splitting it into the two thirds that we'd spoken about another time again there, Shane, breaking the race up into threes with these two CPSs.
Probably a little bit short of that at the moment. But potentially he'd done a couple of 9-lapper stints and then given himself a longer 11-lap stint to get to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Just interestingly as well, with Darren Lobb moving up to P2 with those pit stops and 4.5 seconds behind Leo Duncan, their fastest laps are actually only 0.05 apart. Darren Lobb at 0.05,
Yeah.
half a tenth quicker than Leo Duncan. But last lap pace, Darren had just under 3/10 on him.
Wow.
But still, not a huge amount when you got a 4.5 second gap to work with. Although Leo into the pits now anyway, so that will see Darren go to the front. But he will, of course, have to make that second stop at some point. So how far does he go, and where does he drop back to when he does that? Because he was already had a few cars between himself and Leo at that pit stop sequence.
That's really cool to see there. Yeah, so there's the fastest laps up on the board there, Shano. Best time for the race so far. Darren 1:48.747 versus Leo's 1:48.805. It's certainly nothing to be sneezed at, is it?
The pit window's officially open. Pit lane, a flurry of activity now. Most of the top 10 have rocked into the pits, actually, all of them, apart from the same two as last time. Darren Lobb, Jono Gibson, both staying out there long.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we know Darren likes a bit of the SVG strategy. Get as far into the race as you can on a set of tyres and give yourself that good tyre delta on the second set to do some good work. Does tend to drop you back a little bit while people get a bit of an undercut effect on you, but then gives you those fresh tyres to make some of that ground back, and he does a very good job of it.
So got Michael Gunstone up here on the main screen. We've got the lad there at home, Dig Daddy Racing, giving the shout out to us in the broadcasting lounge this evening and cheering on Mike. So there he is for you. Car number 7, Michael Gunstone, currently sitting P12, one down from where he started. 2 stops already done for him and for the majority of the field ahead of him, except for 2 cars, that being Darren Lobb and Jono Gibson at the top there.
I've got the closest 2 cars on track on screen for me there, Blake and Trent, just over half a second. And the rest of them are, Luke Gorman is just closing up on, see Jono Gibson in the lane.
Yeah, Jono coming in now for his second stop in the 666 entry.
Yeah, Luke Gorman closing in on Dan Nolan. The other 2, well, that's officially the closest one on track there right now. And yeah, well, it might be a time right now to bring up the weekly sponsor. I heard from the good people that... Sorry, something's going on with my audio.
No, you're good, mate. We can hear you.
Yeah, so Shane, you were going to shave off your beard and grow a mo for Movember.
Absolutely not.
No, but you do like the idea of Movember and maybe move for Movember. Maybe somebody in the comments could challenge you to do a certain amount of laps on iRacing on the month of November.
Yeah, I'm scared at what I might be challenged to do, but yep, let's go with that.
I'm not sure how many people are watching.
Darren in the lane.
Well, I suppose it comes down to, Shano, if what people are prepared to pay per lap.
This is true, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Well, the idea is going to pit the 4 communities that hold up the NZ Sim Racing Collective, other than the iRacing side of it. I've also popped it up to the GT7 and then the Assetto Corsa and the F1 guys as well.
Nice.
You know, within your community, get together, obviously we'll get a team page up, SuperCars NZ, and yeah, let's raise some money for mental health. It's also not just men's mental health, but it's also yeah, like it's generally men's health. So yeah, you can grow a mow, or you can move for mental health, or host a moment, which is basically what I'm going to do. Basically, is we're going to have a race at the end of November, and yeah, yeah, we're just going to make it fun. But we just want to raise some money for a good cause. Obviously, with myself not doing a mental health race this year, it makes it you know, I'm itching to do something, and
Yep.
it seemed pretty easy to do.
Yeah, it's not a hard one to get him behind. It doesn't take too much effort for us boys to you know, whip off the old bit of facial hair, bit of mow at the end of October, start of November, and show us those filthy slugs as they come through over
Yeah,
that
well,
time.
Leon has also propped it up today. There is a post, SuperCars NZ. Have fun with what you got. So if you've got a beard, shape it into something glorious. You know, like whether you want a slug or whether you want to go with a person from history. I seen a picture of lookalike today. Elron von Hitler, I think his name was.
Yep.
Yeah, or Jono Gibson. Those handlebars he's got up in there already. I think 11 likes. So there's something pretty cool from Napa to give away.
Nice.
To the person with the dirtiest, most liked slug. So yeah, get on SuperCars NZ Facebook page. There is the post there, the weekly sponsor, which is Movember.
Yep.
Get on there, give us a shot of your slug, whether you go outside and put some slugs out of the garden on your top lip. And yeah, if it gets the most likes, I guess, yeah, something cool from Napa will be coming your way.
Nice.
I like this idea of move for Movember though. I think I need to get Dane to set me up with Garage 61 before Friday, because that tracks every lap you do in iRacing, and I think I'm going to say, get your bids coming in as to what you want to put down per lap, and I'm going to get the laps turning, and we'll collect some money that way.
Yep, that sounds like a good start. And I haven't seen Pricey around, but I know Pricey, I think he currently has the SuperCars NZ charity hat, which I think is signed by Steve Darren and Bill Kilgore and Mark Price. So
Nice.
we will we'll definitely get that back up on Trade Me and get that out for the cause as well, because that has been a great reusable option for the last 3 years, and yep, that's got to go out again.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things, like as you said, the move for Movember. So move for mental health. Move is how the Order of the Mo remembers 60 men suicide takes globally every hour. To take part, all you have to do is run or walk 60 kilometers over Movember. Well, we could do that. You'd almost have to drive 60 kilometers in the sim every day. I know.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't take long to, you know, do 5 laps somewhere. You know, just get those, and maybe even just stream it out. Maybe in over the month, maybe you might get a cult following.
Absolutely. So
yeah,
Darren Lobb just pitted recently and actually came out in second, so not dropping back as far as we might have thought. Potentially having to add a little bit less fuel than some of the others after pitting later. The first time around was able to get more in that first stop. But so 2.5 seconds behind Leo Duncan, and on last lap pace, he's gone a little over half a second quicker than Leo, so he is absolutely moving at the moment.
Yeah, it's just having a look. So his first sector this lap is the quickest of the race, 39.04. So he's on this lap here. He's on for possibly a fastest lap of the race.
Wow.
just wait to see what he brings in the second sector.
And you can see Leo just in the shot there coming into this left-hander at the final corner.
Right. Oh, that second last sector there was no good for Lobby.
Yeah, coming in just about half a second slower than his own fastest lap, which I think is the fastest lap of the race as well.
So, you know how we were speaking about shaving off beards into creative moustaches. I have just
Moustache. Are you going to whip one out here?
Moustaches. I have just found the one that I did of myself quite recently, and this one's especially for you there, Dig Daddy Racing, because he's put a comment in there saying that his wife would kill me if he changed his beard. But maybe she just needs to be a wee bit more supportive of what it is that you're doing it for. So I certainly wouldn't mind challenging you to getting involved with something like that. You can
Handlebars would be what I'd have to go with, because I can't handle just the slug. I see my father, and it gets me ill.
Yeah. So doesn't take much, and you don't have to get rid of it all, and it's just as fun and exciting bringing it back through the second time round.
Yeah, well, Dig Daddy Racing, there is other ways too. Yeah, so there's also mow your own way, which there are many ways to better men's health, and if you believe in doing your own thing, we're 100% behind you. So I guess we'll contact them, and we'll have a race at the end of November of some sort. I think it's a Saturday, the last day of November, so it'll be something short and simple, and yeah, we'll try and get as many people involved as we can, I reckon. But each community, grow yourselves a mow, and of course through SDK we can have your profile picture up as well, so we could maybe run that through November. Get your profile pictures updated. Maybe run a mow on your car. There's other ways to support that don't necessarily mean disfiguring your face.
There you go, and there's a cool one there from Dan Nolan. He's got a rather cool looking moustachey thing happening there as his profile picture, and sign up at movember.com/register. So once again, Mr. Nolan, great work, and yeah, it's nice to see you doing your bit to get in behind it, and certainly urge anyone out there moving forward into this next month to do your best to show a bit of support to your men in your life and the ones around you. You just never know what they're going through, how they may be struggling. A filthy slug on the top lip is certainly a talking point that may be just enough to cheer them up.
Yeah, Darren Lopez now got within 2 seconds of Leo Duncan.
Yeah, it's closing down. Funny, only 4 laps to go, and there's a part of me that's wondering whether or not he's going to have enough to get towards him in the over the next couple of laps. And then the second part of that question is has he got enough brain intelligence to outsmart Leo into giving him enough room to be able to get by him.
Yeah, it's one thing to catch, it's a whole other thing to pass. Stefan Adams finding that out with Ross Watson at the moment.
Well, you got to, just back to that Leo Duncan, the pressure of winning your first Div 1 race got to be in there as well. So it's as we've seen, even Luke Allman at the start, burning up those tyres in your first opportunity to win a race. Only 3 drivers have won a race this season so far: Darren Lobb, Stephen McCartan, and Bruce Kennick.
Wow. And it's just close battles out there at the moment. Peter Vanderberg pretty close to the back there of Blake Renhall and Stefan Adamson, Ross Watson wiggling their way side by side down the straight.
Like a green and black caterpillar. Green, yellow and black caterpillar.
That's the poisonous one, eh? Oh, Stefan. Oh.
So that gap at the front looks to have just stabilised at about 1.6 there.
Yeah,
As the latest lap times roll in, just 0.2 Darren's been able to pull in this time. So not sure whether Leo's has been able to find a little bit more pace, or Darren maybe has used up a bit too much of those fresh tyres we got on a few laps ago and just starting to run out of grip on those now.
Yeah, not too sure. I was looking at the last time that Leo's previous lap was a wee bit slower, but like you said, there are a couple of hundredths there for Darren's previous lap to Leo, certainly quicker. So that's what I'm saying. He's chipping away a couple of hundredths each time, but is that going to be enough? 3 laps to go, 1 to get to the back of him, and then 2 to be able to outsmart him to get by.
Yeah, well, he's running out of time, isn't he? Only a couple to go after this one, and he still hasn't got it within that 1 second.
Thanks, Corey. I was thinking to myself there for a minute, it would be great to see the other guys battling at the same time while we're keeping an eye on this one here at the front as well. And what do you know, folks? Picture in Picture brought to you by the one and only Mr. Kitchen.
Yeah, well, while you're mentioning me, I just got a message. So there was something I did mention that I wanted to bring up tonight. So I've got a friend, and she has had a rough few years, lost kidney function back in 2021, and has been on dialysis.
Wow.
6 days a week, 5 hours a day to that time, and it was a couple of months ago, she finally got to move back home. She'd been in Christchurch. I had a message when I woke up this morning from her at 20 to 5 saying that they'd found a donor, and she had a kidney and she had to get to Christchurch, and I've just got a message saying that she's come out of the surgery. So that's Amelia, my friend.
Okay.
And yeah, I just want to put out some well wishes. Got a bit of a tear in my eye just knowing that she's come out of the surgery. She's doing well. And that's all the information I have at the moment, but I was put on a list to find out. So yeah, well wishes to Amelia, and yeah, I hope that pre-loved kidney does the trick for you, my friend.
That's really awesome to hear, mate, and I know how much that'll mean to you, knowing that someone important to you and close in your life has now finally been given a second chance. So. Yeah, much love and support and well wishes for your friend on her recovery as she comes out of surgery. Yeah, awesome stuff.
Yeah, everybody, shout it out there to Mills. So glad. Yeah, it's going to improve her quality of life tenfold. So that's amazing.
It's awesome.
But yeah, that was some good news I got today. It really changed the mood of the day. Just, we'd been hoping for a while that, it would happen, and, you never know when you finally get that call, eh?
That's up.
Never give up hope, folks. Never give up hope.
100%. So
I think potentially just a little bit of a mistake there from Darren Lobb as he dropped back to 2.3. So as Leo Duncan starts the final lap, this is his race to lose now.
Yeah,
Oh, we've
and
seen stranger things, haven't we?
Darren has come right back off that challenge there. They're now 2.2 second gap to Leo Duncan. So let's watch the man who's commanded the race tonight, qualifying there on P1 and has been able to hold off an intense battle from the likes of Bruce Tannock and Darren as well. This evening, certainly no easy feat. Hopefully don't shoot the gun on saying that too soon. He's got a few more laps, a few more corners to go just yet, but just keep breathing, hold it together. It's been a mega run there for Leo tonight with the diesel services limited.
Last lap and all these, there's a few cars that have managed to get really close and possibly make up a position before the end. I'm not quite sure where to look.
Yeah, so you're just on Luke Allman there and Mike Gunstone at the bottom. Luke down a whopping 11 spots from where he started. Had a great qualifying run, but just didn't have enough to keep it together with a poor runaway at the start. Not getting the best jump that he could get, and just been a bit of a slow bleed back for him tonight. But this is where it's at the moment. P1. Shotties, car number 17 across the line. Awesome stuff there, mate. Darren Lobb finishing up in P2. And Mr. Tannock rolling across the line in spot number 3. We have Roger Forbert finishing the nice 4th spot. And also to Leon Weir. Sean McNamara bringing himself up towards the line here now. Take 6th spot. Great run from these three tonight, having cool hard fun battles. Trent Bennett, Blake Grenhall and Peter Vanderberg 7, 8 and 9. Trent with a monstrous run up 9 spots there, great effort. Rounding out P10 is Dane Northirth in the 420 Passion Sim Racing car. Awesome result for Dano there, Shane.
Yeah, good effort for Dana to get into the top 10.
Very good. Just outside there, Jono Gibson, 11. Michael Gunstone wrapping up P12. Luke Allman, we mentioned there before, down a wee way. P13. Evan Young taking up spot 14. Started where he finished, or finished where he started, whichever way around you want to look at it. Robbie Bradbury, great, good racing by him. Just down a couple of spots from where he started. P15. Dan Nolan, up 4 for him. P16. Nice job, mate. Chris Supasich, Stefan Adams bringing up 17 and 18th spot there. And yeah, run from Ross Watson, Dion DeGraaf. Ross Watson, Jason Cossie and Dion DeGraaf there. Aaron Goodrick, Glenn Collinson and Tony Lynch running out the rest of the field.
Yeah, so what a race that was. Leo Duncan doing an awesome job out front. We thought there that Darren Lobb might be able to chase him down in the dying stages, but he proved to have just enough to keep him at bay there. So that was a very good drive. Pole, lights to flag for Leo Duncan, so great effort.
Yeah, no, it was certainly an awesome race there for Leo. It was great to see how he got on through tonight's racing. I'll be keeping an eye on him in the next few weeks. Be certainly nice to see someone else out there who can make a bit of a challenge to what's been a very commanding championship leading pairing between Darren and Bruce of late, eh?
Absolutely.
Oh, there we go. No one jumping up into the waiting room for any chitter chatter, so we'll leave it at that. We'll make an earlier-ish escape for tonight. Thank you to those that tuned in this evening to watch the racing. Yeah, big shout out to our main sponsor for the V8 Championship, Allports Motorsports. Check them out at allports.nz. Get in touch with, I wanted to say Richie there, but that's not who it is it?
Chitty.
Chitty, that's the one. It is Richard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, get in touch with him about some sim related needs. I'm sure he'll be able to help you out and point you in the right direction of what you're after. Big thank you to Napa Auto Parts, looking after the broadcasting lounge. And as we said there, let's get him behind this Movember movement for the month of Movember, and then for us doing that. Jump on the SuperCars community page, check out that post that Leon's put up there for showing us your mows. We'll get some traction behind that and get some money to throw out there.
Yeah,
For you
let's
lads,
back it.
thank you. Corey, as you were.
No, that's all from me. Yeah, no, just hopefully I'll sleep a bit better tonight.
Yep, very good. No, nice stuff. And yeah, once again, massive shout out to your friend there, matey, and best wishes with her recoveries. Keep us up to date with that one on how she's going with her new bits and pieces. Shano, it was a pleasure having you in the lounge, even though you really shouldn't have probably been in here. So hopefully you can get yourself squared away for next week, and back out there for the next big endurance race for in the V8s.
Yeah, I should be back in action at Aragon. Unfortunately, had some pedal dramas last night. Got a short-term solution in place, but not the pedals back in the rig. And unfortunately, work ran late tonight, so didn't really have the time to get them in and still have time to do some practice. So decided to jump up and join you guys in the lounge. And I'm going to be back in the lounge on Thursday. We're going to have some HPR action from Silverstone, so I'm very excited to see some multi-class racing around a very classic downforce-oriented track.
Yeah, no, that's one of my hot favourites out of the UK. Silverstones. I'll be tuning in to watch that one for sure, and hope the boys do well with that. Thank you all once again, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Have a good night.